Hello everyone and welcome to this video. Now today I'm going to be taking a look at the brand new album by the one and only Mr. Paul Weller, True Meanings is the album. So I'll just be doing my usual thing in this video, giving a bit of background information about the record, then showing you my vinyl copy as well as the deluxe CD edition of it, and then looking at each of the album's 14 tracks in detail. So this review was requested by my work colleague Reddy, so thank you very much for requesting this. This video's for you. So yeah, this is Paul Weller's 26th album in total, since he made his debut with the Jam in 1977. It was released like I said, the 14th of September 2018. So this was very much hot off the heels of last year's album, A Kind Revolution. This is a much more sort of mellow collection of songs. Weller said was very much a reflection of him turning 60 in May. He said that the album was built around the one song Gravity, which he wrote about 5 or 6 years ago now. But he couldn't find a place for it on his last 3 albums. So in effect he wrote 13 more songs in a similar kind of vein and collected them all on this album here. So far the record's got a mostly positive critical reception, with many praising the quality of the songs as well as Weller's vocal performance. However, some people have been saying there is a kind of backward step compared to his last few solo records, which have all been quite innovative sort of sonically. This one is very much kind of a sort of traditional sort of singer-songwriter album. And also commercially, it's set to do pretty well. On the midweek chart update is sitting at #1. So hopefully, Weller can actually achieve his I believe this would be his 5th UK #1 album. So yeah, hopefully he can do that come Friday. Okay, so I want to now show you my copies of the album. I'll start off with the deluxe CD book here, which yeah, he used to do sort of a format like this for pretty much all his albums, but he kind of stopped doing that recently. But I really do these sort of little book formats. You just get also pictures in it, lots of pictures of his family as well, which I think is really nice. The lyrics and some other portraits of Weller. It's just a really nice, really good quality book here. And the CD's just in the back there. You get some bonus tracks, however none of them are really essential. You get I think 3 remixes, 2 of which are alright. One I really do the remix of Mayfly though. I think that's a really great remix. As well as 2 instrumental versions, so you don't really need the bonus content on here. But here's the vinyl record though. This is a double vinyl set, and this is just really nice. You've got a great sort of glossy cover here. There's the back of it there, just again with the tracks on the back. And it sort of opens up so here, so you've got all the information about who played on the songs, and then attached inside a little booklet here, which is just really nice. So, and again, this pretty much mirrors most of the content in the other one, just all the lyrics, more sort of family photos, and yeah, it's just a really nice, really classy package here. And then this is a double record set. I'll just show one of the albums. Just in a plain black sleeve on the Parlophone label. So yeah, that is the True Meanings vinyl record looked at. The only issue though, with the record is it is very thick cardboard. It means it's very difficult to get the records back in again once you've actually got them out. So I'll just be a few minutes trying to squeeze this back in again. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so now that's done, I'm going to take a look at each of the album songs in detail. I will score each track out of 10, and then those scores will be used to give us a overall percentage marking for the album. But it's too late to pay. Still, I wouldn't want it any. Okay, so the album opens up with a song called The Soul Searchers, which I absolutely love this song. I think it kicks off the album really well, just with a very nice acoustic riff, what opens the song. It's just a really catchy track. There's a nice beat to it as well. It's a little bit it is one of the more upbeat songs on the album. It was co-written with a guy called Connor O'Brien, who is in a band called The Villagers. He apparently wrote the lyrics to this song, and he also sings a bit on it as well. His vocal just provides a nice counterpoint to Weller's. It also features the Zombies Rod Argent on Hammond organ. It just gives it a really nice, a very sort of laid back, jazzy feeling to it. Like I said, I think it manages to be a really smooth, very sophisticated song, but also really catchy, really memorable as well. So the Soul Searchers would get a 10 out of 10. Absolutely love that song.
waiting in this place.
The next number up is called Glide, which is a more sort of lullaby like style track. It's very quiet like this, so yeah, like Weller giving a very sort of vulnerable, very sort of crooning like vocal performance. Quite reflective lyrics like on it as well, about sort of passing through a portal like into like his like youth. Like plus like with many of the songs on the album, it's got a pleasant like string arrangement like which sort of like helps like the song along a bit. So yeah, Glide would get a 8 out of 10. Really, really like solid song there. And now the next track is my favourite one on the album, and this one really just like caught me like off guard, like how like good it is. It's called Mayfly, which yeah is a really great, very sort of soulful song. It reminds me a lot of like his like acoustic performances of like Out of the Sinking. Like it's got like that sort of like feeling to it, and like I think that this song like would have worked great like with like a full band arrangement. Like as I said, like the remix version like on here like kind of like gives a taste like as to like what like maybe like a more sort of like electric version like of it like would be like, and I think I think it works great like both like as like a acoustic one and like as a more sort of like upbeat like sort of like remixed version. I just love the way the song like sort of like organically builds up. Like you've got like all of like Weller's band like I believe like sort of like singing like absolutely like glorious like harmony vocals like on like the last chorus. Also notably, this song features lead guitar from Weller's old friend Steve Brooks, who was a member like of like the Jam like back like when they were like a 4-piece like right like in like their early days, and like he plays some really great like lead guitar work like on this track. So yeah, Mayfly, a wonderful song there, definitely a 10 out of 10 from me.
Wherever I go.
And the next track is the song which, as I said, sort of kick-started the whole album. Like it's the song Gravity, which yeah, like is one which I've known for like a little while because like he's done it like live like occasionally this track, and like I just really love it. Like I mean like there isn't like too much like to say about it. It's just got like nice lyrics like on it, very like intricately like arranged like once again. Like it is like kind of like very much like a summary like of like the characteristics like of this album like in like one song. It all kind of stemmed like from like the track Gravity. And like I like really love it, so I would give it a 9 out of 10. And the next track up is another favourite of mine. It's a song called Old Castles, which kicks off side 2 off the vinyl. And this, I get a really strong like style council vibe like from like this track here, because there's sort of like political like undertones like in like the lyrics, like sort of like do with sort of like class like, and like privilege. Like the song gets sort of builds up like sort of like towards the end. Like it's quite a tense track as well. It reminds me like a lot of like the song like Down in the Sign from like Our Favourite Shop, or like even something like The Whole Point of No Return. Like it's just got like really nice sort of very sophisticated, very sort of jazzy like feeling to it, like which Weller like still today like does so well. I really love sort of like the rolling nature like off like the music. It just flows really well. Like as I said again, a good quality melody, like great arrangement. Can't really give the song like any less than a 10 out of 10. Like I just absolutely love it.
Let the world go by.
And the next track is another really great song. It's called What Would He Say, which lyrically this song I'm not 100% sure like what it's supposed to be like about. Like my sort of like interpretation is like a sort of about, it's sort of like a religious song, like sort of like about like what God would say like if like he could see like what was like happening like on like earth like today, like lines like such as like in a world full of pain why add to it, as well as sort of references like to say like it only takes a spark to start a war. I just really like sort of music to it as well. Just got a really nice sort of like easy laid back feeling, which is quite refreshing like after like the slightly more tense like Old Castles. So yeah, like the sequencing like of the album so far like has been like pretty good, like I have to say.
Crippling aspects of life.
And then coming after that we get what was the lead single, a beautiful track called Aspects, which I would give it a 10 out of 10 to this track here. Like a few people say like this track's a bit slow, a little bit like depressing, like, but I like really do like it. I think it's a very reflective track, like on like Weller touches like on like themes like of like death and like his own mortality like on this track, with lyrics such as like crippling aspects of life with no rhyme. As I said, like the lead single, a stunningly beautiful track, which like again it does seem quite different like from like what came before, like sort of like the more sort of like horn like sort of driven like What Would He Say, like, and like the more sort of like upbeat and sort of tense like Old Castles. Like this one, like it's just a nice like sort of like reflective, very peaceful song aspects.
Anywhere that is fine.
Unfortunately though, it is side 3 where the album does get a little bit like, sort of like a little bit of like filler, like starts like creeping in. The first of those songs is Bowie, which I really wanted to love this song because it is a tribute like to like the late singer. Like, however, I just like think this song, like, it's just a bit boring. It just sort of like, it sort of blends into like the wallpaper like off like this album. Like, it's very sort of like, it is again just like what you would like, so like you come to like expect like from like this album. It's just like a pleasant enough like acoustic piece. Notably, this song wasn't actually lyrically written like by like Paul Weller. Like, he's got like a guy called Erlen Cooper, like who wrote like the lyrics to this track, as well as I believe the next one and like another one coming up like on the album. And like that could be the reason why, and that could be the reason why like I maybe like don't like it like as much. Like, I'm not too sure. It just seems a little bit like sort of like by the numbers, this track here, and like lyrically it isn't really like that much like off like a great tribute like to like Bowie like anywhere. Like, it's sort of like the most sort of like un-Bowie like song like he could probably do like as a tribute. But yeah, like okay song, but probably one of the weaker ones like on the album for me. Would get a 5 out of 10.
Strip all my layers off tonight.
And then coming after that, we get the song Wishing Well, which is another sort of like okay, like average track here. Like, once again, Weller didn't write the lyrics to this track here, which is again could be the reason like why like maybe like not like a massive like fan of it. Like, it doesn't like sound like sort of like unlike something what Weller would write. It just sounds a little bit like sort of like generic, like sort of like lyrically, like really. Like, I mean, like as a song, it does go on for far too long. There is some pleasant like guitar playing like in it. Like, I do quite like the chorus line. What's it like? Strip all my layers off tonight. But like, apart from that, the song really doesn't have like much going for it, and like it's part of like this sort of like this mid-album slump it sort of starts to like experience like at this point.
Come along and be my baby.
Thankfully, the mood like is sort of taken up by quite a nice song called Come Along, which is a more sort of like lyrically sort of flirtatious, like sort of like sounding like track here. Like, this one, like, it's maybe sounds a little bit like lightweight, like lyrically, compared to like some like off like the other songs. Like, it sort of like goes like come along and be my baby, let's just sink or swim. However, what really makes this song like is the absolutely fantastic like musicianship. Like, he's got like jazz legends Martin Carthy and Danny Thompson like contributing like to this song, which like really gives it like again like a very sort of sophisticated, sort of slightly sort of like style cancelly sort of feeling to it. Like, again, like a very like intricately like arranged, like especially like on like the bridge, like when like the sort of singing like the chances sort of line bit, like that just sounds like very sort of like sophisticated. Like, it just sort of like takes you like away like this track. So yeah, I would give it like an 8 out of 10. Come Along, a solid track there.
To live by the rules of your books that you sold.
Okay, now the next song up on the album is a sort of change of pace. Like, it's called Books, which this one features some indie musicians like accompanying like Weller like on this one here, as well as a female singer Lucy Rose, and I believe Noel Gallagher like also like finds his way like all at this song, like playing a bit of like harmonium. Lyrically, this track's about sort of like hypocrisy like off like religion, like how like they sort of like promote peace, but like sort of like most wars like and like conflicts are sort of like caused like by religion. That's sort of like similar themes to like a song like Savages, like from As Is Now, or like The Cranes Are Back, like even like that sort of like message like to it. I mean, I think it is a bit of a forgettable song there. Weller sounds a little bit bored singing this, and singing this again, it is a little bit dragged out, like about like 5 minutes. Like, so yeah, Books, possibly the weakest like on the album for me personally. But then thankfully, the sort of mid-album slump is like sort of like rescued like by like the opening song on side 4, which is Moving On, which is a brilliant song. This was one of the singles like from the album, and it is a great single. Like, sort of like I love the way like on like the CD especially. It sort of like fades up like sort of like from like the end of like of Books, like an effect kind of lost like on like the vinyl, because they all like split over 2 sides. I just love like the lyrics of this song. They're very optimistic, like about basically sort of like moving on like to like better things. Like, sort of like a lot of people like probably like can like relate to like these like lyrics, like sort of like about like say like sort of like moving on to like a new stage like off like their life. Also, midway through the track, like some drums kick in, which makes it seem a lot more upbeat compared to like most like off like the other songs, because I don't believe like we even like heard like any drums like on like the whole like off side 3. But this one, like, it has got like a bit of like a beat to it, which I think like really works. It was just like, as I said, a great choice like for a single, like one of the best tracks like on the album. So moving on, would get a 10 out of 10 from me.
To a time, there's no pictures of bad as only.
Now the penultimate song is called May Love Travel With You, which is another pleasant enough like acoustic piece. This one is maybe like a grower like off like a track, like I would say. Lyrically, it is a bit similar to say the Jam song like English Rose, like sort of like about like travelling like to see like a lover, like sort of like a relationship, like sort of like about sort of like a long distance like relationship. I think like the chorus like melodically like is like pretty nice. Like the strings sort of like give it like a sort of almost sort of show tuney like sort of like quality to it, like, but it's still it still seems quite like intimate, like and like quite like pastoral like as well. So yeah, like May Love Travel With You, another like very solid like track there. We're getting 8 out of 10.
If there's another life to sow.
And then we close with another one of the album's highlights is the song White Horses, which I think is one of the standouts, just because like off like the way like it builds up this song, like it is a slightly different like arrangement from most like off like the other tracks. This one featuring more so like heavier drums, like a more so like tougher like guitar sound. This was also notably the third co-write like with like the guy like Earl and Cooper, like he also wrote Bowie and like Wishing Well, like so like those two like being like some of like my least favourite songs like on like the album, whereas this one here, White Horses, like is like one of my favourites. Probably mostly because this song, it actually sounds like very much like a song like which Paul Weller would write like at this stage like of his career. Like sort of like it almost sounds like he's sort of like writing it like to like his children, like it's sort of like it mentions like sort of like it's sort of like a parent like sort of singing like to like their like young children, like a situation like which like Weller like is sort of like in like right now. I really like, as I said, the chorus like where like the guitar like becomes a bit more like aggressive like and like tough, like you've sort of got like this sort of like sort of very sort of harshly strummed like acoustic guitar, which really like gives the song like a lot of weight. And like I just love the ending, like where like it's sort of like all like the instruments sort of come in, like you get like sort of like again glorious like harmony vocals, like all like of like Weller's touring band are absolutely fantastic singers, like they all do like a great job like on the end like of White Horses. So yeah, we'll get a 10 out of 10 for me. I just think like it's a wonderful way to end the album. Okay, so overall this album would score 84%. So I would say this is a really nice change of direction like for Paul Weller. Like he certainly does like this sort of folky, sort of like singer-songwriter, sort of solo like acoustic style of music very, very well. Like he's older, like he's more like maturer, and like it really shows like on like his singing voice, like and like the reflective lyrical content like of the album. As a whole though, I think it maybe could have done with a little bit more like variety, like as it does get like a little bit like boring like on like side 3, like a little bit like sort of like predictable, like plus like at 14 songs, like there is like quite a lot of content like on here. Like had he maybe cut off like say Bowie, Wishing Well and maybe Books, I think you would have had a much tighter, like a much more sort of like consistent album. But it is very, very refreshing to see that you can still write like great quality songs, and like I would say like the mark like of like a great song like is that like you can play it like with only like a like acoustic guitar and like it still sounds fantastic. And like for the most part, all these songs are just played like with like a like acoustic guitar, like plus like sort of like orchestral sort of backing. So all these songs like are like really great, like sort of like content like today. We've got great melodies, like great melodies throughout the album, great lyrics. Like there really like isn't like much like not to like here. So compared to some other Paul Weller records which I have like reviewed like on like my channel, like I've got like a wee like list of them here. Like actually like I will just flip like the camera like round now. So yeah, like I wouldn't like normally do this, like, but I do keep a spreadsheet basically like of all like the scores like which I give. So True Meanings like would sit like just above like Sans Pattern. Personally though, like you have to like look, like I reviewed that one like back in 2016, like when I wasn't really like a massive like Weller fan. So that record like has probably like grown on me quite a bit. So it's sort of like sits like around there, like not as good as sort of Sonic Kicks like or like his debut like or like last year's like or like last year's like a kind of revolution, but like it is a lot better like than like his like worst like solo records like Heliocentric like and like the Style Council's like last 2 albums. So yeah, that has been my review of Paul Weller's new album True Meanings. Really fantastic like record here. Like certainly probably like exceeded like my like expectations like of it, like I would have to say. So yeah, great record here, and I hope you have enjoyed this review, and I will see you all next time for the next one. Goodbye.